Acceptable Vices from May 20th, 2016. Tonight, it's game show night. Hey everyone, this is Victor Frost, and this is Acceptable Vices. This episode, we're going to be putting our panelists through a wonderful little game show, a game show that I stole from YouTuber Tom Scott. The game is called Citation Needed. Before we get into the rules of the game, let's go through our panelists. It is the beardiest person on here, second to me at the moment. It's Scott Johnson. Hey, Scojo.
Hey, I'm bearded.
You have more beard at the moment than either Nelson or George. So,
It's only been 2 days since I shaved.
It has also been 2 days since I shaved.
How you doing, Scojo?
I've had better weeks. ER visits, all sorts of fun stuff.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Nasty business that.
Life.
Yeah. Hopefully we can have some fun on the show today. We have our nappy New Yorker. It's Nelson.
I love naps.
How's things for you, Nels?
Pretty good.
Is your internet back on at work?
Yes, it was only off for a little bit. I thought it was GitHub that was down, so I went to make a snarky tweet about GitHub being down, and then I couldn't tweet, and then it was a problem.
Oh my God!
Oh no!
Oh,
For a magazine that has such a very big web presence, which is your purview,
Mhm.
not having internet is kind of an issue, huh?
Oh yeah, it only was out for about an hour, but it was still like...
Everybody was starting to shake.
So were you panicking or enjoying a little 1 hour vacay?
I was
On his
reading
cell phone.
some stuff that is confidential, but Jeff Bezos, watch your back, because I'm coming for all your dollars
Oh man!
in the journalist content management game.
All right, a little ambiguous, but okay. George, how you doing, man?
I am on vacation.
Okay.
Is that some laundry behind you?
Yeah, you got like
Oh, yeah,
two
there is.
baskets and your exercise ball.
Yeah, that's stuff. Extra bed, clean laundry that needs to get folded and put away. But yeah, I'm on vacation for 2 weeks.
Oh, very
Nice.
nice. Gonna be working on your car for duration of that, or
No, going
No.
to Europe.
whoa,
Where are you going?
What?
Going to Belgium.
Nice.
Oh, very cool. Well done.
Suck it,
All right.
terrorists.
Yeah. Everything's cheaper for some reason.
Going to Belgium anyway.
Tickets, low price tickets.
They actually were discounted.
Ow! I feel kind of bad about saying that now.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
I
Just a
don't.
pinch.
Every time anything bad happens anywhere, I start going like, well, it'll be cheaper to go travel over there.
I mean, and it's not like the terrorists are gonna hit there again.
Yeah. Well, no,
Right.
I look at it as a good way for me to spend my money over there and help them.
Huh?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they crashed
How
into one
altruistic
World
of
Trade
you.
Center tower, and no one thought they'd hit the other one. And then they did.
Ah. Too soon, George. Too soon.
Someday
No,
the statute of limitations on that will pass, but it is not this day. All right, so like I said, we're stealing a game from YouTuber Tom Scott. This game is called Citation Needed. I have an almost randomly selected article from everybody's favorite source of reliable knowledge, Wikipedia, and these folks can see it. Every fact you get right gets a point and a ding, and particularly good answers, note good, not necessarily correct, gets 3 whole points, but still only 1 ding. Somewhat muted ding. I'm going to ask
a better
that.
bell.
You know what? I only have 1 bell. 1 bell. They have this big fancy button that when he hits it, it goes mystery biscuits. But I'm not willing to make that sort of investment at the time.
You can't do that in post?
Oh, I can absolutely. Fine. You want me to do it in post? Fine. Every fact you get right gets a point and a ding. And particularly good answers, note good, not necessarily correct, gets mystery biscuits. Oh yeah. The topic for this game is acoustic kitty. It'll be up to you guys to try to figure out what that is, and no
Acoustic
cheating
kitty.
now, no googling.
I've never heard of this game nor this Wikipedia article.
Well, the point is you're meant to try to figure it out, George.
I really don't know this game at all. I had so.
You
we'll
heard the
see.
rules.
There were-
Very simple. Every
There's-
fact you
There's
get
going
right.
to be dings. That's all I got.
Hi, it's
Ah.
a kitten with a string instrument.
I'll give you a point for a cat. Has to do with cats.
Wait, is
This
that
is
all?
the-
That's all we get? Was acoustic kitten or whatever you
That's
said?
all you get. Acoustic kitty. That's all you get. And
Oh,
you have to
shit.
figure it out. And I'll help you along a little bit, but you gotta
Is
actually get
it
going.
a meme?
It is not a meme. No.
Is it a mid-90s Japanese pop-punk band?
You're thinking Atomic Kitten, and no.
It's not that rainbow cat meme. 'Cause
Oh,
it's
that's
not a meme.
Nyan
The
cat.
the non-cat. Nyan cat.
Nyan cat. That's what it was.
You think you're the one that goes.
Yeah.
That one?
Oh man, I loved that. That was
But this
good.
one's playing a violin, right? No.
No. There's no music involved in this one.
Is it keyboard cat?
It is not keyboard cat.
We did say it
that's
was
a
not a
meme.
meme. Yeah. we did
That's
say
a
it was
meme. I don't
George,
know.
you're trying to. I feel like you're trying to go for every synonym of the words in this thing, but you're not. You're
I
not
really
getting
don't know
there.
how this game works. I don't. I
Let me
cannot stress
narrow it
that
down.
enough.
Are you ready?
Okay. All right.
Is
no.
it something you can buy?
No,
Interesting.
it is not something you can buy. Yes.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
Well, it is roughly cat-sized, so depending on how big your bread box is, perhaps.
There's not
I'll give
something
you.
you can
I'll
buy.
give you.
Bread boxes
While,
are
while
about
it
that
is,
size.
I'll tell you this. It has to do with It has to do with spies.
Ooh.
Yes.
Is it a form of dead drop?
No, it is not a form of dead drop. Though
Okay.
we'll get to why. Dead drops are arouse the sort of chuckle out of me.
Is it a
Once you
form
guys-
of surveillance?
I'll give you a ding on that. It is a form of surveillance,
Wow.
indeed.
It's not. It's not the like faraway microphone thing, is it? I don't know what that's called.
No, you're thinking of a dead cat, of which I actually have one.
Oh.
Which is basically a let me see if I can grab it. But it's a
So I didn't realize that audio equipment went by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't either.
here is a dead cat, which is one of these things, little big, basically a furry sock
Do
that's
not
meant
Google
to go.
image search dead cat, by the way.
No.
that didn't
And
go as
and the
planned.
award for most obvious advice goes to George. for this
Do I get a
episode.
ding?
No, you don't get a ding.
Damn it!
You're gonna have to work a little. You've not been pulling your weight, George. You're gonna have to work a little bit harder than that to get a ding.
So it's a form of surveillance,
Yes, it is.
and it is used in spying.
Yep.
And I am currently
Well,
4 episodes.
Well, a point of technicality. It was attempted to be used in spying.
Okay.
Was it used
Okay.
by the Russians?
That's a good question.
Well, so the idea, and not to give too much away, the idea was that cats would be used to spy on the Kremlin and Soviet embassies. Now, how do
Yeah.
you suppose they decided to get that done?
Oh, I think I've actually heard of this, but I don't remember what they did.
So did it fail because cats are fundamentally untrainable?
Um, not not so much.
They had some. Was it that they had some sort of spray or like attractor that they would spray on officials and have the cats?
No, it has nothing to do with
Yeah,
that.
like they plant some catnip on the person that they want to surveil,
Have
and the
them
guy's just
follow
like,
them.
"What the hell is this cat doing?" And it was so distracting they couldn't get any information out of it, so they gave
Well,
up.
it wasn't quite homing cats, but that wouldn't be the most ridiculous thing done in the spy industry.
That's true.
I feel like, and I don't remember this entirely or at all, but I feel like there was a problem with getting the cats to return, and I think this is related to that.
Well, the idea was that part of the idea was that they believed that they could train cats to move short distances, but that it wouldn't be practical to use them. So the project was canceled in 1967. It was a 1960s CIA project.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm. It did involve some surgical alteration to the cats.
Well, that's what I figured, right? You gotta like hide the device.
Did the cats
It'd be
have
like-
bombs in them?
Funnily enough, I think cats were like the only animal that were not implanted with bombs.
Yeah, because you know how bad that would go.
Oh, yeah.
You'd like, hey, here we're gonna put this bomb in. Like the cat just like comes over and just rubs against you constantly. Go somewhere else.
Anywhere.
Come on, go away. Why you want to be near me so much?
What you'd basically end up with is in order to make it effective as a bomb, is a much heavier hand grenade.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to pick up the cat.
And throw them. Yeah.
So does
We
this
at
involve-
Acceptable Devices do not condone the use of cats as explosives.
We do not. No, this is true.
What could you implant into a cat?
A laser.
Is it electronic somehow?
Yeah. You do get a ding for that, George. It is a bit of electronic. George gets his first point.
Yeah.
Was
Wait,
it a
so it's not-
microphone implanted into a cat?
Ah, yes, you've got it. Yes, Nelson gets his mystery biscuits and a.
You know what'd be the funny thing? The thing that actually ruined the plan was the fact that they purred continuously the whole time and it overpowered everything else.
Well, actually, what it was is that in an hour-long procedure, a veterinary surgeon implanted a microphone into the cat's ear canal and a radio transmitter at the base of his skull with a thin wire woven with the fur. This allowed the cat to innocuously record and transmit sound from its surroundings. Due to problems with distraction, the cat's sense of hunger had to be addressed in another operation. But all in all, this whole thing, this Project Acoustic Kitty, cost the CIA about $20 million
Oh, that's nothing.
in 1960s money.
Still nothing.
So what do you think happened when the CIA first attempted to the first mission, the first Acoustic Kitty mission? What do you think happened when the cat was released outside the Soviet compound on Wisconsin Ave in Washington, D.C.?
It ran over to a mouse and attacked it.
It
was-
chased a fish truck.
Yeah.
It was run over by a cab.
You got it! It was run over by a cab!
I think I vaguely remember the story now.
Yeah, the cat was released nearby to spy on two men in a park outside the Soviet compound, but it was hit and killed by a taxi almost immediately. But cats were not the only animal used in military operations. Do any of you know anything about Project Blue Peacock?
Is that the one with the bees?
It's not the one with the bees.
Is it
It's
the
not
one
the
with
movies at
the
all.
peacocks?
It actually had no peacocks in it.
Just checking, because
This
we
one-
weren't sure the acoustic kitty had anything to do with cats.
Is that the one with the dolphins?
Is that the one with the dolphins? You've been playing Command and Conquer, haven't you, Nelson? No, this one has to do with chickens. Oddly. And the
It
chickens
wasn't
were-
a.
What? Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it wasn't a mine detecting style operation, was it?
No, you're thinking rats,
Yeah.
which
Right.
were
How would
used
chicken
and
mine
are
detecting
still
work?
being used to deal with mines and stuff.
Dolphins still use that too for water mines.
Mm. I feel less guilty about dolphins being blown up.
Wait, less
dealing
guilty?
with mines.
Less guilty?
Yeah, I don't
Really?
like dolphins.
Wait,
They're
what?
horrible. Dolphins are
What do
horrible.
you mean horrible?
They're
They-
not the best peoples.
No, they're
They're not the
not.
best people, but they're people. Like they're.
What, are you afraid that they're smarter than you? I mean,
They're
No, they-
kind of rapey.
They're really kind of rapey.
no, they're kind of orgy. That's different than rape.
No, they're
no.
rapey.
They're pretty rapey.
They're pretty rapey.
I feel like.
And they flip over sharks just for fun.
Yeah. Wouldn't
Yeah.
you do that?
No, because sharks don't. The sharks
I-
that flip over are not predators of dolphins. They just.
So they're
some
fucking
sharks
sharks.
are like,
Yeah.
Jets rule.
we're gonna flip you over and kill you because we're
Yeah.
dolphins and we're assholes.
Because-
Hey, we
because
saved a whole bunch of other fish that we
Victor,
can now eat.
But
Victor.
anyways,
Sharks
What-
suck. Jets rule.
Project Blue Peacock. It has chickens in it. What do you think the chickens were for?
Were there bombs in them?
There were no bombs in the chickens.
They didn't lay hand grenade eggs.
They did not
Hand
lay
grenades?
hand grenades. No. I'll tell you this.
Hen
The
eggs?
project's goal was to store a number of 10 kiloton nuclear mines in Germany in the event of Soviet invasion from the east. This is back in the 1950s. What do you think the chickens were used for?
Distracting people from
The
the
chickens were not
10
used to distract
megaton warhead behind them.
Well, the warheads were buried. So,
The chickens were used
pay
to
no
mark
attention.
the location.
no.
Pay no attention to shed
The
behind
chicken.
us. Have eggs.
The smell of the chickens
High
was
in
so
protein.
overpowering that no one would go and check out what was in the shed.
Chickens don't smell bad, do they?
They don't smell good.
A bird coop would not. It does
Yeah,
not
they
smell
don't smell great.
The problem is I don't know what a live chicken smells like
Really?
just on its own, because every time I've been near a live chicken, it's always been around other livestock. It's just the general smell of livestock in the area.
I thought you were about
that's
to
a
say
pretty
anytime you've been
accurate
around-
smell of chicken.
You're like, anytime I've been around chicken, it's been just a breast.
No, I think the smell of livestock is an accurate description of what chicken smells like.
Okay, so it's
Not
just
as strong,
generic
though.
livestock.
Yeah, they smell not great.
Smell like chicken stock.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was
I
terrible.
see what
I
you
like
did
it.
there.
It was
Yeah.
good.
Back it up.
I see what I did there, and frankly, I'm ashamed of myself.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you did there, and maybe you should
So-
put it back on the stove for a few more hours.
So just to kind of push this one along, George, what happens if a car battery gets too cold?
It does not work.
So if you've got bombs buried underground in Germany, what might a chicken be useful for?
Do they keep the bomb warm?
They do.
Why would you use chickens for that?
What? What?
So,
That's-
one technical problem was that during the winter, buried objects can get very cold. and it was possible that the mine's electronics would get too cold to work after some days underground.
Wait, hold on. Back up a moment.
Yes.
Were these thermonuclear mines?
They were nuclear mines. 10 kiloton nuclear mines.
Mines, like tank run over it, it goes boom. Mines.
Well, it goes more than boom.
Well, the ideas was that these would be detonated either by wire or by 8-day timer.
Man, it must have sucked to live in Germany. I was just like,
well, so
well, our
problem?
shit is fucked if anything ever goes bad.
So the scientists thought that maybe they'll wrap the bombs in insulating blankets, but
oh, little bombs and blankets tucked in.
nice little tucked in the bomb. Oh, what a nice little bomb. Shh, go to sleep. The proposal. This was a proposal. It wasn't actually done. But the idea was that, well, what if we just stuck a live chicken in there to keep it warm? The idea was that chickens would be sealed inside the casing with a supply of food and water. They would remain alive for about a week or so. And their body heat would, I guess, be sufficient to keep the mine's components at a working temperature. Unsurprisingly, when the Blue Peacock file was declassified on April 1st, 2004, everybody thought it was a joke. But Tom O'Leary, who was the head of education at the and interpretation at the National Archives, said that, yeah, this the civil service does not do jokes. This was actually some sort of plan.
So I found a bomb blanket.
Aww.
I don't know what exactly
The safety
for.
circle.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what the safety circle is. I don't know what the bomb blanket is.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure this out.
I guess the idea is that you wrap the blanket around a bomb,
Yeah.
and it will be
It doesn't explode. It explodes out rather than in this circle.
or rather that it will the
It'll
circle
explode
will
up.
make it explode up,
Yeah.
not
Instead of
out.
out. Yeah.
Right. So I guess that's the idea about that.
How big is that safety circle?
Not big enough.
I feel like I'd be like, you have to be like laying on your stomach, like going up. You're like,
about-
okay.
It's about 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters. Wait, I don't know. It's kind of ambiguous here.
Yeah, I've got no idea what's going on with this.
I don't know what this is. This is very strange.
So wait, what's our next question?
Okay, so
I'm like, are we playing a game?
we are.
Fine, and bombs.
But in this way, we are quite authentic to the source because they also go on very strange tangents. Speaking of bombs and birds, who knows what Project Pigeon is?
It's a anime from the 70s.
You might be right about that, but that's not what I'm talking about here.
Did
not
they
doubting
put
that
bombs in
exists.
pigeons?
It's not. Again, it is not about putting a bomb in the animal. This
Well, I
one
mean,
is about putting an animal in a bomb.
Oh.
Does this actually involve pigeons?
It involves literal pigeons.
Wait,
yes.
okay. So you drop a bomb full of pigeons down, it hits the ground, and all the pigeons come flying out, and they go and shit on their car.
I'm pretty sure if you dropped anything full of pigeons from bomb height, what you'd result with is a pigeon pate.
Well, what, it just hits the ground, and they're all just, like, killed horribly, and someone, like, comes up, like, what the hell is it? Oh, these guys are crazy.
We're
Like,
don't want to mess with these guys.
Yeah, you just, like, I mean, if a bomb fell and it, like, was just full of dead pigeons, would you, like, the mob has really stepped up their game.
All right, were there little bomblets attached to pigeons that were then released
Ariel,
like a cluster
Ariel
bomb?
explodes. The bomb is dropped, and halfway, instead of hitting the ground, which would kill them all, the bomb opens up, and the pigeons fall out, and they all fly in different directions, and then explode when they get to whatever target they land on.
You know what? I think you've accidentally gotten very close to another animal-based military project, but that's not the one we're talking about right now.
Wait, they actually tried to do that one?
This
Oh
one?
yeah.
You are very close to another project, and I'll get to that later. But right now, Project Pigeon. Again, this is another case of a bird being in a bomb.
Oh, a bird being in a bomb.
Did they use pigeons' brains to try to create a missile guidance system?
Oh.
You
Wait,
are-
seriously?
You are very close. The idea was that Project Pigeon, which was later dubbed Project Orcon for Organic Control,
Holy shit.
was American behaviorist B.F. Skinner's attempt to develop a pigeon-controlled guided bomb.
Oh my god. I thought that was like crazy mad scientist shit, but
This
Okay.
is-
1 to 3 pigeons trained by operant conditioning were trained to recognize a target. And inside the bomb, there would be one pigeon in a bomb. When they saw the target, they would peck at a little screen that's in front of them, which would show them what's in front of the bomb. It would be a series of lenses and stuff. Remember, it's like it's during World War II.
it's that
Where
old?
they picked on the screen was like on a gimbal, so where they pecked would tilt the screen, and then that tilting action would alter the direction of the bomb. And when in effect, what would happen is the pigeon constantly pecking on that target would keep that target in the center.
that's amazing. That's actually kind of smart.
Yeah.
Except for the blowing up your guidance system every time.
Well, you do that anyway.
Well, because pigeons, they're pigeons. You don't
But
really
you gotta,
care.
you have to retrain it every time.
Well, no, you
There's
just train a whole
downside
bunch
here.
of them.
You
Train a whole bunch of them in bulk. Bulk
Yeah.
pigeon training. The National Defense Research Committee saw this idea to use pigeons in glide bombs as very eccentric and impractical, but still, how much money do you think they put into the research?
5 million.
No. It's not
48 million.
No, you're not in the millions. Remember,
Billion?
they think it's very eccentric and impractical, but they still want to put a little bit of money in it. How much
Okay,
you
a
think they-
billion dollars.
You're wrong direction.
Oh, okay.
$25,000.
Oh.
That's,
Well, wait,
that's a fair chunk
A
of
crate
change.
of whiskey.
So they
I think
spent,
B.F. Skinner brought that. I think Skinner brought that one himself.
they spent 20 million to use cats as
Yep.
surveillance devices, and they only decided that they were going to try to put 25K into using a pigeon brain as a guidance system.
Yeah, and you know what? Oddly enough, demonstrably, the pigeon guidance system was more effective than the cat microphone.
Well, I mean, and just like the basic science that you have to get a handle of pull that off would be vastly important for like other things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The reason it was canceled was because the military believed that, quote, further prosecution of this project would seriously delay others which, in the minds of the division, have more immediate promise of combat application.
Like, you know.
Like,
What do they want, like chimpanzee trebuchets?
no, like the bat bomb,
Oh yeah.
which is what Skojo you got so close to.
Yeah. Man, I'm really happy that we've switched to drones.
How do you know, man? Maybe there's little pigeons inside the nose cones of the
Oh shit.
Uh,
This podcast is gonna get shut down by the CIA.
That's it. That's it.
Or we'll all be hired, right? Oh,
Yeah.
you guys are thinking pretty interesting on this.
Yeah.
I like your ideas.
Just to quickly tell you what the bat bomb was about. In World War II, it was an experimental weapon developed by the United States. The bomb consisted of a bomb-shaped casing with over 1,000 compartments, each containing a hibernated Mexican free-tailed bat with a small timed incendiary bomb attached. It was dropped at the bomber.
Assholes. Like really? Like it had to be an incendiary bomb?
Well, the idea was that they would drop the bomb and the casings would deploy a parachute mid-flight and open to release the bats, which would then roost in the eaves and attics of 20 to 40 mile radius. The incendiaries would start fires in inaccessible places in the largely wood and paper construction of the Japanese cities that were the weapon's intended target.
This is the World War II one.
Yeah. It didn't work very well.
Yeah, I think
In one of
firebombing
the
the
tests-
city is just easier.
Yeah. Well, in one of the tests, which was in the Carlsbad Army Airfield base in Carlsbad, New Mexico, the whole airfield was set on fire when the bats were accidentally released.
Poor bats.
Yeah, no, they were. It was really terrible.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like we're gonna put like white phosphorus all over them.
oh.
As far as
That's what
things
they're.
to
That's what
invest
it
money-
is. I mean, jeez.
Yeah.
But I
All right,
think
so we've talked
nuclear
about
fission
acoustic
was
cats.
the superior bomb there.
What's the superior bomb?
I
Any
think
bomb?
Nuclear fission was the better investment there in
Yeah.
the long term.
Yeah.
So we've talked about bat bombs. We've talked about chicken-warmed nukes. We've talked about the pigeon-propelled missile guidance systems and the acoustic kitty. But there is still one more animal in the military that I want to bring up for the record, and its name is Sergeant Reckless.
Gotta be a dog.
Yeah.
It's not a dog.
Oh, really? Hmm.
Nope.
Is it
It's a
rat?
kangaroo.
It's not a kangaroo. This one's one of ours.
A llama?
Okay.
Not a llama.
It's-
Give you some scope. This horse. Oh fuck.
Hey,
Is it a
fine,
horse?
fine.
Oh wow! Look at that ding. It's a horse. There you go.
Wow, Victor, you got that one really easily.
Okay. Well, what engagement was this horse, Sergeant Reckless? First of all, was Sergeant Reckless a male or a female?
Does it matter?
Yeah, well,
I think Sergeant Reckless would care.
might be the first female official soldier.
I'll go
It
with
was
male.
not.
Like horses were able to serve before women were, Like, God.
Well, the Sergeant Reckless was not would not have been the first female soldier.
Yeah, no, I know.
So is it a male or a female?
I would go with a female just because I'd be, unexpected.
And I will go with male. I think it's a horseman.
Horse?
I will go with
That's a
transgender
centaur?
horse.
The centaur.
Centaur? Is that what you're looking for, Nelson?
Intersex horse too.
Intersex.
Sergeant Reckless was a mare. Was a female horse. What engagement was Sergeant Reckless deployed in?
Normandy.
No.
The Bulge.
Well,
No.
I mean, here.
It
It was not
okay,
World
so-
War II.
Stand.
It wasn't World War II.
So,
Oh, it wasn't.
well,
No, it's not.
okay, so I would assume that this would have to be World War One.
Was not.
Damn it,
You
really?
assumed incorrectly.
Okay, well, because I would like to note that many horses have served in military over time, obviously, because there's cavalry and such. But in modern times, horses really just served to be gunned down by machine guns until they realized that cavalry wasn't really a good idea anymore.
Well, Sergeant
What?
Reckless was not part of the mounted infantry nor a member of the cavalry.
Yeah, well, was it like a logistics horse?
Yes, it was a horse standing in front of maps, coordinating troop movement.
No, what I mean is, obviously, I'm talking about moving supplies.
Was
like,
this horse alive in the 20th century?
Yes, definitively yes. But that
Was it-
doesn't really narrow it down much.
Oh, interesting.
So
I was going to guess
well,
Canada's victorious War of 1812.
It was not. No,
was
I
it
was
in
guessing
Vietnam?
Custard's Last Stand. but I
not
don't
in
think so.
Vietnam.
Was it in Korea?
Korea.
Through
Oh.
process of elimination, yeah, it was in Korea, but I'm not giving you a point for that because you
Was it
basically went through every
North
armed conflict.
Korea?
Well-
We didn't
Yep.
mention the Falkland Islands.
Oh,
That
excuse me.
wasn't a U.S. war.
So,
Yeah.
was Sergeant Reckless eaten by the troops as they froze to death, like in the
No,
mountains fighting
goodness,
Koreans?
no,
Was Sergeant Reckless featured on MASH?
no, no, it was
Really?
not featured on
Was
that.
Sergeant
Should've been.
Reckless Mr. Ed?
No.
Oh, that would have been a
Well,
weird
Sergeant Reckless-
coincidence.
Yeah.
First of all, Sergeant Reckless is not a mister.
Yeah, but do you think they ever showed you enough of the horse to know? Did they even? I don't. Whenever I think of Mr. Ed, I think of
Sergeant-
Mr. Ed, you always think of
Sergeant
the
Ed
horse,
Reckless.
Ed, and not like the whole body, and it's like sitting in the,
Yeah.
just talking to
We-
people.
You know
No,
what we
Sergeant
call-
Reckless never had a career in entertainment. Sergeant Reckless was a decorated war horse.
I was about to ask that question about
Yeah.
whether it got a medal.
Yeah, no, it was
War horse.
several medals. Let's see. Was a Purple Heart with 1 award star, Navy Presidential Unit Citation with 1 service star, Navy Unit Commendation, Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal. Got the French Fourragère, if I'm butchering the French language good enough. National Defense Service Medal, Korean Service Medal with 3 bronze service stars, Korean Presidential Unit Citation, and United Nations Korean Medal.
Wow.
Very highly decorated service member.
That horse should run for president. That is the most decorated veteran that I don't think has run for president in a while.
Better
Well,
than Trump.
unfortunately, Sergeant Reckless died in 1968.
Oh.
He died at the ripe old age of 20.
Mm.
Yeah.
So,
What-
probably.
Sergeant-
What do we
Oh,
need
go
to
ahead.
answer now at this point?
Well, here's a question for you.
Question for
What
us.
do you think Sergeant Reckless's job was?
I mean, he
Bringing-
was a sergeant, so
Yeah. Leading
Sergeant.
other
Morale.
horses. Yeah.
No.
leading a squad of 12 men.
No.
I bet you
12
Sergeant
horses?
Reckless was bringing they were using him to transport wounded.
Her, and
yeah.
that was one of the things she did. Yes.
Yep.
She was
So
a
you'll have
recon horse.
You'll have a ding for that.
Recon? Recon
No,
horse?
not recon.
By itself, it just sends out, comes back, neighs a couple times to tell you the troop strength.
What was she a Black Ops Commando horse?
No, Sergeant Reckless
Take it.
was not.
She
was
she
not
encountered
Black
the
Ops.
first predator.
Well.
What's she high?
Wait,
what?
was she shit, what's it called? FAC, a forward air controller. People that call in airstrikes.
No. Well, hold on a second. Well,
She was a target marker. Oh, man.
well, she was a member of the anti-tank company.
Ooh.
So,
She's a tank spotter.
well, no. No, since you all have been woefully unable to get it, Sergeant Reckless was a pack horse.
Yeah.
And that means
Well, that's what when I said logistics, that would be being a pack horse.
Yep.
Yeah, but you didn't say it when I asked about it.
What?
Yeah, she served in numerous combat actions in the Korean War, carrying supplies and ammunition. She was also used to evacuate the wounded, which you got that point for. She learned each supply route after only a couple of trips and traveled them alone afterwards. Had a 9-month military career. Let's see. Ended 51 solo trips in a single day in the Battle for Outpost Vegas.
Dang. I don't think I could do that.
She was wounded twice in combat, given the battlefield rank of corporal in 1953, then a battlefield promotion as sergeant in 1954, several months after the war ended. Became the first horse in the Marine Corps to have participated in an amphibious landing. So Nelson, you weren't wrong too bad about the Normandy thing. Following the war, she was awarded 2 Purple Hearts, a Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal, and was included in her unit's presidential unit citations from 2 countries.
Was she actually on stage as they got them? Was it like
I
very
guess
stern-faced dudes, stern-faced dudes, stern-faced dudes, swelling music? Of course.
After her wartime service record was featured in the Saturday Evening Post and Life magazine, recognized one of America's 100 all-time heroes. She was retired and brought back to the United States, where she made appearances on televisions and participated in the United States Marine Corps Birthday Ball. She had 4 foals and died. And she has a plaque and photo dedicated in her honor at Camp Pendleton. So, and apparently there's a statue of her. Apparently there's a statue of her in the National Museum of Marine Corps in Quantico. And there you go. Well, that's that for the menagerie of military service members we have for the show. And now it comes down to the trivia lightning round. Just to give you guys a sense of how everybody's doing up until this point, we have Skojo at a score of 2.
Ooh.
Nelson with a rather impressive 5.
Boo.
And George with 2.
I know my rabbit bombs.
Yeah,
I'm surprised I'm tied with Scott because
you're incendiary
totally
animals for the moment.
I won't argue with the rep, but I'm being cheated. I'm just going to take it home. I'm just going to vote for Trump.
So we're going to start with the lightning round of trivia. This is a chance for Skojo and George to make a stunning comeback.
Further behind.
There it is.
Or fall further behind. The first 2 questions are going to be actually all the questions are going to be who am I kidding? First 2 questions are going to be kind of random. The rest of the following 8 are going to be about things that have happened this year thus far.
No.
First person to answer the question correctly will get their... why did I delete that? Here we go. That's your scores. First person to answer correctly...
Undo!
First person to answer the question correctly will get a point and a ding. And I'll move on immediately to the next question. All right. This is going to be a little bit difficult, but maybe you guys can suss this one out. Francisco Tarega's Grand Valse was the inspiration for what famous ringtone?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What?
Yeah, you heard me.
That Nokia ringtone that everybody had?
Oh, my God.
Oh,
You're right. Yeah.
That's a good ringtone.
That's a great ringtone. Just to give you guys a sample, I have a little bit queued up. I have a little bit of the song queued up in here. I can give a little bit of a listen if it can make it through. There we go. Turn up my speakers.
I don't think I ever heard a Nokia phone ring.
You never heard a...
really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Never?
A friend of mine in
How?
middle
It's been
school.
in so much popular
Yeah.
culture.
Really? How could you have
From,
not heard of Nokia by now?
I don't know.
A friend of mine from Finland used to have Nokia brand boots, because they were a rubber company back before electronics were a thing. And so he has like rain boots that say Nokia on them.
How old
Very
were the boots?
They were very old. They were from the 70s or 80s.
Jeez.
Good boots, though. Shame about, trying to be a phone company and then controlling the world, and then smartphones happened.
Yep.
And you didn't have a smartphone.
Got to go back to making boots.
They made good boots. Maybe it's working well for them. Who knows?
All right.
Will
next.
lightning strike twice?
Will lightning strike at all?
Victor?
Is Victor
Victor?
still there?
Hello, Victor.
He mute, and he unmute. And he
Victor,
unmute.
you are muted.
Maybe he should unmute himself.
I don't know.
If he doesn't unmute himself, I'm going to start asking the questions.
Yeah, I know, right?
I think that's only fair since Scott and I have so much to catch up on.
In the Ann Leckie series that begins with ancillary justice, what pronoun do all of the characters use? Well, not all the characters, but most of the characters. And why?
He, she?
It is she.
He said he, she, though.
I did.
Oh, you are half correct. Half a
And I
point.
only, you know what's funny? I've heard of that book only because I think they talked about it, or Luke talked about it on his show, on his sci-fi book review podcast.
I read a really great article about it where they were talking about translating it to other languages because it uses the female pronoun just as like a default. Because in that civilization, they don't really care about gender, like whatever. And when they were translating it to other languages, it's really interesting because a lot of languages are a lot more gendered than English. So like when they were talking about like her car. If car is masculine, they would need to like feminize it, and it sounds weird.
Yeah.
And it's apparently Hungarian though has an agendered pronoun that is like the default pronoun. So it's very similar to how they have it in the book. So all the Hungarian readers were like, "This is just how we talk. What's the big deal?"
So like they had to gender them to do the
They had to like
in that
gender
version,
them and then
they're like,
purposely
okay.
ungender them. Yeah. Is Victor back yet? No. No.
Alright.
I'm just gonna groove to Civ 4's theme song for a few minutes.
It's a good theme song.
It is.
So should we come up with another trivia question?
Yeah, so what's another trivia question?
No, Victor, we see you waving. You're not. We're just gonna keep.
He left.
Oh, I
He'll be
guess.
back.
We're still
All right.
live. How can we
Okay.
say
Next question.
Oh,
There we
you
go.
Ha 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 ha!
Good, because I don't know any trivia at all.
I could. It would just become political trivia with Scott Johnson.
All right. Next
Wait,
question.
Wait a minute, Victor.
on.
You sound like
Yeah, speak
a
again.
Smurf a little bit.
What do you mean I sound like a Smurf?
Oh my God! You actually sound like you sound like you didn't go through puberty.
He's absolutely not shitting you. That is exactly the way you sound.
You know what? Let's run with it.
What the hell is happening? Hold on. I gotta see what this sounds like. This is gotta
Well,
be-
it is really it really does sound like you're like a 10-year-old now or something.
It's really
Alright.
very
Alright.
amusing.
This I gotta see.
You might break
That's
it.
all right. I might.
No. What's happening?
Or you became British or something, or it's like became like a fairy or something. I don't know.
What?
Clefairy, Clefairy.
Alright, I'm just gonna drink more wine. It's cool.
Ah.
What wine? Is that a growler of wine?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
There we go. It's better.
It's better.
No, it sounds exactly the same. What are you talking about? Or are we just trying to trick him into just
Yeah, we
going
are.
with it?
We are.
Oh god, I do sound squeaky. Holy shit.
Oh my god, it's even worse.
Just keep going. Just go.
Just
Yeah,
go.
alright, I'm gonna.
play
Lightning
with
round,
those
Victor,
sliders.
go!
Lightning round, shut up. Alright, so. In Peru's Vilcas province, the Takanakui Festival is where people get together and do what?
Eat
Sex.
corn.
No.
Ride llamas.
No,
llamas.
nothing to do with llamas.
Is
no.
this the one where they throw all the tomatoes at everything?
No, that's in Spain.
Okay.
Do they throw things?
Not in the way you think.
Do they throw up?
I'm sure at some point in this somebody
They-
throws up.
Do they drink
It's a
a
big
lot?
feast.
It's a big feast.
I'm
yeah.
sure drinking has to do with it.
Yeah.
It's a harvest
Orgy.
feast.
Orgy.
No.
It's a spring feast orgy.
No.
Fertility festival.
No. Let us say it has it has one thing in common with Festivus.
It's for the rest of us?
No. One of the things that happens
Oh,
in
it's
Festivus.
feats of
dancing.
strength. Feats of strength.
Not that one.
Oh, airing of
grievances.
grievances. Yeah.
Yes, and how do you think they deal with these grievances?
Punch
Throwing
each other in the
things.
face.
Bear.
Scott Johnson. Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
They-
Each
whoa.
other?
They
In the
punch
face?
each other? Whoa.
No, they beat up each other.
What?
What kind of manly festival is this?
Well, it's not just for men.
No, I
you
know, but
see.
it can be, manly stuff.
No, it's a nationwide brawl.
Everybody. Well, it's not a nationwide brawl. It's a provincial brawl. And yeah, so what
Wait.
happens is
So what you're saying is, at the end of it, there will be the best fighter in the province.
well, no. What happens is that here's the idea. What goes on is that everybody who has a beef with each other, they just go and fight to go settle old conflicts. Let's see. The festival consists of dancing and/or individuals fighting each other to settle old conflicts, or simply to display their manhood.
This is excellent.
So, it's quite a festival. All right. Next bit of trivia. On January 1st this year, the Eurasian Economic Union came into effect, creating a political and economic union between Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and what two other countries?
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
you named the easy ones.
Yeah. You say
Wait, let me
Kyrgyzstan.
guess. They have more consonants than you would expect.
No.
Tajikistan?
No. What? No.
It's not. Is it anything with a stan?
All right, I'll take away one of
Mongolia.
the countries. Armenia is one of those two countries.
Oh, Bulgaria.
No.
Turkey?
You're thinking too small, guys.
Dude, Turkey would have been not
India.
one of those.
No, not India.
We're thinking. Romania.
No, you guys are thinking too small.
Romania is
Afghanistan.
pretty big.
You're thinking too small.
Afghanistan.
Russia.
Big.
Russia,
Small.
yeah, I was gonna say Russia. Yeah.
George has got it. It's Russia.
Ah, there you go.
There you go.
Yay.
Yay.
All right. 3 down, 7 to go. All right, March 6th. What NASA probe entered its orbit around Ceres, becoming the first spacecraft to visit a dwarf planet?
I don't know what it was.
crap.
Oh, wait.
What was it called?
It had a cute name, I think.
It does have a cute name.
It's
Wasn't
not
it-
Voyager, right?
No, Voyager
No.
last year. Was it last year that Voyager exited the solar system?
It was every year.
for the past
It's
3
every year.
years.
No, I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
at some point it actually left.
Voyager got stuck.
Again,
Um,
Squadron.
Depending on who was
Heracles.
the one measuring it.
Was it a
You're just gonna
name?
name. Was it named after a Greek god?
No.
It really got stuck in that termination shock for a long time. That poor probe.
Series.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't remember any of these probes.
Yeah, me neither.
It's named after something that happens every day.
Sunrise? Horizon.
Oh no, Horizon was one of the
One of you
mods.
got very
right.
close.
Sunset.
Yeah.
Twilight
Twi-
Probe.
Dawn. It's Dawn.
Oh.
Yes, you got it. It's Dawn. Who said that?
I did. I said it.
All right, Skojo gets a ding
Me.
and a
Me.
point. Nelson, you're doing rather poorly in getting points. These two are catching up to you.
It's okay. I generally do rather poorly.
Are we both one off now?
Yep.
No,
It's
really?
yeah. Nelson.
5, 4, 4?
Nelson has 5, but you two both have 4.
Hmm.
All right.
Thank you, Nokia.
Let's see here. Such a catchy ringtone. All right. This past May, Ireland voted to legalize what?
Marijuana.
What?
Gay marriage.
Marijuana.
Nelson gets a point.
Is it
Yes.
already legal? That might already be legal in Ireland.
May 23rd, Ireland
Not yet.
voted to legalize same-sex marriage, becoming the first country to legalize it by popular vote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very important thingy there. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, I'm sorry. This is stuff that happened in 2015.
That
That's
was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I'm looking through this list. I'm like, oh, okay. There's May and June,
In June.
July.
So you're in a-
Tell us our futures.
You know, and that is why I thought that Ireland had legalized pot.
Bounce over to 2016. Here we go. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, because I did have this open. All right. Da-da-da-da-da.
Everything goes
So-
lightning round.
Slow lightning. Oh god, I can't fucking talk. Right then.
Well, maybe when you
Anywho.
mature and you go through this little hormonal changes,
I
you'll,
really hope you're recording this. This is so funny.
I'm recording it, but I don't know whether or not the recording gets the squeaky voice, or if it's just YouTube that's getting the squeaky voice. So if you're listening to the podcast and you don't get the squeaky voice, check us out. Check out the live recording of it to hear squeaky voice Victor. All right.
It is absolutely worth it. You should do it.
Yeah, it's hilarious. So, da-da-da-da-da. So on September of last year, what was detected for the first time by LIGO?
Oh, gravitons.
No?
Something about gravity.
gravitanium.
No?
Gravitic waves.
No?
Mass?
The gravitic isn't a word,
Oh,
Nelson.
Electroniums.
It's like you guys are moving towards it, and then suddenly,
Electrogravity.
It was the gravitational waves, wasn't it?
There you go.
Finally, good fucking god. Yes, George, you get 1 point. There you
So-
go.
So gravitic waves was actually from the Honor
Star
Harrington
Trek.
series.
It's from Star Trek.
And Star Trek, yeah.
Yeah. But no, not gravitic is not a word here in this world.
You know, like
in this
half
universe.
the scientific words in Star Trek are just made up on the spot.
Yeah, exactly. You know. And then the weird thing is, those same words are then made into actual science words.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, they just in the script they would have like techno babble, and then like the person would just improvise.
Yeah. It's like science decides, yeah, we're gonna retcon that into reality.
They're doing a pretty
So
good
in
job
July
so
of
far.
last year, what nation did the United States reestablish diplomatic relations with?
Cuba. I was
think,
first.
I think
I was
think
first.
Scojo said it first.
What?
I thought
Yeah,
I heard.
sorry, Nelson.
I thought I heard Nelson first. but-
I was definitely
Yeah.
first. I did not.
Well,
hear
I'm a
Nelson.
capricious.
Well, I
Well, I'm a
slipped it in. I was
capricious
like-
god. I'm gonna give it to
I
Scojo.
slipped it
No,
in
you know what?
like I
I'm
slipped
pretty
it in
sure
like
Nelson-
nuclear missiles in
Nelson,
shipping
I started
containers.
saying Cuba first, and you ended saying Cuba first because I'm talking really slowly right now.
That's true.
This one may be a softball for George, but what company was alleged to be involved in the worldwide rigging of diesel emission
Oh my
tests?
God, Volkswagen!
Yeah.
Oh,
I was waiting for you to
George!
stop saying it.
George, how did Nelson beat you to it?
I was waiting for you to finish the fucking
Yeah.
question.
That question lasted like 10,000 years.
Nelson gets
I'm
the
not good
point.
at this lightning round thing, but yeah, that's definitely Volkswagen.
Nelson gets the point, and George, I am so disappointed.
Why?
It's too polite.
You were talking so slow and so high pitched. It's so weird.
I'm kind of mesmerized by Victor's voice at this point.
I am too.
It could also be like the 4 glasses of wine that I just had. It might also be Victor's.
I wonder how it's gonna sound.
If I suddenly talk like this,
Oh my god!
Oh my God.
You are.
Oh my
You could be Yakko or one of the like Animaniacs.
I think I'm heading more towards the voice that the judge in Who Framed Roger Rabbit got.
Yeah, a little bit.
Also, why was that a softball for me? That was like huge business news for the better part of a
maybe.
quarter.
Yeah,
Maybe,
softball, you have to have a
The
softball-
car guy on here, apart from me, George.
Yeah, but that it has to be something that was not like super news, like so that he would read about it, but we wouldn't necessarily.
All right, wise guys.
I know we
All right.
just take all the fun out of it.
Yeah, you do. All right, we are on. We have gotten. We have 2 more questions left, I believe.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Dun,
Think
dun,
George
dun,
is
dun,
pulling
dun,
off
dun,
a win,
dun,
or no? George has not been
No.
off. If he would have got that question, he would have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The
Nelson.
best that either of you can hope for at this point is a tie.
Oh.
At which point we'll go into what's it called when they have that in
tie
sports?
closet.
Sudden death. What?
When you
Sudden
need to
fight
pick a tie, you go into the tie closet.
No. What?
That's where you make out.
Wow. Okay. Weird. Let's see here. Ooh. I know where to go. Deaths. Let's talk about death.
Oh God,
Okay.
who didn't die this year?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Let's see here. Who was the first actor to die this year?
Oh my
This year?
God.
Does David Bowie count?
He does count as an actor,
But he's not
he
the
was
first one
first.
who died.
No.
Because usually somebody dies like a minute into the new year, and it's some like minor ass actor,
well, it wasn't a minute.
or somebody who was like. That's the problem though. Is it's somebody from like 60 years ago who was in like 5 movies, and like you probably don't know who they are anymore.
Yeah.
Didn't David Bowie
Let me-
die in like January?
No.
Okay, all right.
No.
I will. Let me rephrase it, because the first person who died in 2016 was, a person who exclusively acted in French movies.
Yeah.
Who was the first person?
Who was the
The first
person?
famous person we care about. The first
Wait,
actor
that's
we.
subjective.
Yeah.
That's subjective.
Who was the
Guys.
first English actor?
Oh, fucking Snape. What's his name?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Was not,
Guys,
it was not
Hoffman.
Alan
that was not this year?
Rickman.
Was Alan?
No, he died. He did die this
Oh,
year.
Alan Rickman. Whoops.
Alan Rickman, yes!
It was
Yeah.
not. It was not Alan Rickman.
But it was another Englishman?
He was an Englishman.
All the Monty Python people made it so far.
Stephen Fry's still alive, right?
There's no more
Yeah, Stephen Fry's still
Harry-
alive.
no more extremely old Harry Potter actors, right?
No.
They're all dead.
Lord of the Rings, they're still
Oh.
hanging on.
Wait, Patrick Stewart's buddy, is he still alive?
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
Ian McKellen is still alive.
Ian McKellen. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Magneto is still alive. Oh God, I could.
English actors.
I am bad with names, and I even know if you said the most famous musician, it would be that rock guy that died before
I'm
David Bowie.
100%.
That I forget the
What?
name of. No, there's a guy who was in a rock band who right before David Bowie died, and that's when they started putting.
Oh yeah,
They started-
everyone was
I
sad,
can guarantee.
right?
Yeah, and I had
I
no
can
idea who he was.
guarantee. I can guarantee that you guys know this actor's name.
Yeah, we probably do, but
I
we
don't think
also
I
a
can
lot of
guarantee
people
that, but
a lot
I'd
of
love
people
to.
have died.
Okay,
No, I
first
can't.
off, movie or TV actor? Or both?
Movie.
Okay.
I probably maybe both, but definitely movie.
Well, let me
Okay.
start to search Wikipedia.
Come on
Uh,
now, no searching Wikipedia.
funny?
That's
Funny
What?
movie, dramatic movie, or sad movie? Dramatic could
he
be
has
either.
played in movies of all three genres.
John
Ooh,
Candy.
interesting.
We're slipping
Uh,
back into citation needed.
Yeah.
You guys. All right, I'm gonna.
I think you might want to call us on that
Yeah,
one. 'cause,
just-
all right,
Pick
I'm
another
calling
one.
it done. It was David Bowie.
Wait, what? But you said
What?
David. We
No.
said David Bowie.
I said
You said
Yeah,
when I
George said
originally
David
asked
Bowie.
who was the first person, first actor to die. That
But then
was
when
I-
you said the first
at that
British
point,
actor,
David
he
Bowie.
said David Bowie again.
No, I
I'm
don't
pretty
think-
sure I said David Bowie. It
Yeah.
was like the first thing I said.
I'm pretty
George
sure you
gets
said
that.
it's not David Bowie.
No, I
It
said,
was
does
that other
David
guy."
Bowie count as an actor?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and I answered that question, and he certainly does count as an actor.
Oh my god.
You
know what?
dick!
Oh.
You squeaky voiced little weasel!
I think everybody.
Victor, as your lawyer, I applaud your strict ignorance rules.
Yeah, I would suggest that George got that.
Yeah.
I'm giving it to George.
I will give you that point, George, but only because your fellow contestants
Well, how
decided
are
that
we
it
ever
would be
going
fair.
to? How were we ever going to guess David Bowie after we spent like 10 minutes talking about how David Bowie was a musician and we were like, well, does he count? Oh no, okay, so we're never going to guess him.
All right. One more. This is the last question here.
Who is the most recent person to die?
Let's see here. I
The
think we'll
human
move out of
formerly
deaths.
known as Prince.
All right. On the 4th of July this year, this is not about death. What spacecraft is expected to arrive at Jupiter?
I don't know what the name of it is.
Yeah, I mean, God, all these.
All right.
I'm just always amazed when these things arrive anywhere.
Yeah, you know, I would like to
The
know
fact
it's
that we
true.
can hit Jupiter is astounding.
Well, unfortunately
That's
for us,
absolutely
I would assume that all four of us probably care a lot about NASA, and we probably pay attention when they launch a probe, and they pay attention to when they arrive somewhere. But in between those two
No.
times, we probably don't
Hey,
pay attention that
The
much.
U.S. government does not give NASA enough money for us to care about it when it's not in one of
All
those
right.
two places.
Yeah.
well,
so,
it
okay.
doesn't really. It's just in the vast of space when it's not in one of those
Yeah.
places.
All right. I'm going to... Fine. We'll get rid of the NASA question. Here's the last question. The 2016 Summer Olympics are slated to be held in Rio de Janeiro this year in Brazil.
Yes.
Name 3 concerns that have been voiced about the
Hasty
Olympics
building.
being held there
Zika?
this year.
Hasty building, and
Hold on,
out of
hold
code, out of code, out of code.
All right,
The
Nelson.
murdering.
Yeah.
Nelson, go ahead.
Yeah.
I said
Zika, poverty. I'm not gonna steal yours, Scott. But it's probably the third one, so I will do 2. Zika and poverty.
Well, that's only 2, unfortunately. So, Scott Johnson, what have you got?
building code. Well, it's the speed of shoddy workmanship.
That
i.e.,
was,
like,
that
not-
was more of a concern about the Sochi Olympic Games.
Well, no, they care about the building codes and stuff not being like the stuff being built too quickly. I just listened to a report. They talked about the.
All right. I'll give you the stuff being
There
built
was a
too
big-
quickly.
To go on a little rant for a second, the guy was arguing on NPR, like, why would you ever give this of the Olympics to like a developing country that doesn't have all the stuff set up already, when you could give it to like a place like LA that already has all the stadiums that they already have to have
And
the
it won't even make the traffic that much worse.
yeah.
Because that's not how the Olympics work, guys. You know the answer.
So they
to
just
that.
embezzle a bunch of money, build a bunch
Yes,
of useless stadiums,
that's
and
exactly how it works.
cut down a bunch of rainforests. Fuck those guys.
Because, look, they're not our rainforests. We cut down all our rainforesty things. So,
Arguably, we.
All right, so George, do you want to take a crack at this?
I thought it was the murdering.
Yeah,
Three things, George.
no.
Three
I know.
things.
Zika, poverty, and murdering.
Thank you.
Do I get
That's
that?
You tie with Nelson. So this hell must go
I
on
stole
for
it
one
from
more
Nelson.
question
I feel like
to
I
try
feel
and
like he
break
beat-
this tie.
feel
One
like
more
Nelson
question.
beat me by
Hey,
a
George,
third.
wait. Before we get the last question, George,
Okay.
you come at the king, you best not miss.
All right, squeaky voice. Let's
Okay.
go.
All right. For this, we're going to go back in time
Uh-oh.
to 2014. Gonna go back.
Ooh, that's
All
really
right.
far.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun. Oh, I can go back to 2000 if you want. This is Wikipedia. I can go back to 1872.
Please.
Only 1872? Wikipedia runs out of information at that point?
So, the Zika virus was the worry this year. What was the big biological terror we were worried about in 2014?
I know, but I'm not.
Avian flu.
Not you,
Well,
Jojo.
You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Are
You
you just
really?
saying things?
Avian
You
flu.
just said a whole bunch of stuff that was wrong.
Wait, what?
Don't you guys care about the people from this continent?
What else?
I don't know what's going on.
2014 Ebola?
Ding.
Nelson, you got it. Ebola.
Yeah, Ebola was really big, if you
Victor, your
remember.
voice is
I thought
higher.
Ebola was 2015.
How is your voice higher again?
Oh wait, we were in 2014.
I guess maybe it was the tail end of 2014.
Yeah, it was. I think it was kind of going.
No,
Right.
Ebola was a concern. The Ebola epidemic began in February of 2014.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
we-
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the game. Skojo, you've got a score of 5. George, second place, 7, and Nelson has won the game with 8.
Yay!
That's it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all.
As,
Thank you.
as the winner,
Yeah.
in
Just-
the year
What?
1872,
Oh God, here we go.
what was the... Holy shit, all of these are not things people would know. What museum opened in New York City in 1872?
I want to
Science
say
Museum?
the New York
Yeah.
Museum for Metropolitan Art.
Yes, the Metropolitan Museum of Art on February
Now
20th.
I have one. Now I have one for you because this is one that this is a fact about 1872 that's been lodged in my brain for like 10 years now.
Mhm.
George Westinghouse received the United States patent for what railway innovation?
Oh, what did Westinghouse do? It wasn't the signal thing.
No, it
Refrigerated
wasn't for switches.
boxcar.
Yeah.
It wasn't for
It might be
refrigerated
right.
boxcars.
Oh no, darn it.
1872 must have been. Oh, the cow pusher.
Not the cow
No,
catcher.
that
That was
was-
an invention of the far
Yeah.
earlier.
Air brakes.
I think that was way earlier.
Yes, it was for fail-safe automatic railway air brakes.
Oh, those are
Yes, I remember that from history class.
I was gonna say Westinghouse,
Yeah.
really, like cheap TVs.
That's it. The same.
Yeah. No, it was,
All
it was
right,
the
so-
innovation that put brakes on every car so that one locomotive could pull more things.
Mhm.
Because it didn't have to stop the whole thing.
Last 1872 question. What American magazine was first published in 1872 in May?
Time.
It's
I want to
not
say
what
Time
you'll
Life.
think.
Wired.
Not Time Life, not Wired. But close.
Mm,
Think about this.
Nintendo
Close.
Power.
Not
Moon track.
not Nintendo Power.
Car and driver.
Popular
No.
Mechanics. Popular Mechanics.
No, but close.
Air brakes.
Popular Science.
No. Yes, popular science.
Oh.
Science actually began in May of 1872.
Oh.
That
Science,
was when
yeah.
science became a thing.
Yeah, that's when it became popular.
Science, not science. Yeah. All right, everybody. This has been a fun game, which is going to be much more fun for the people listening at home because I'm going to edit out a lot of the breaks, pauses, and the ums and ahs and thinking times.
You're gonna do the smart filter?
I'm going to do the make everybody sound smart filter. So with that, thank
possible.
you to Scott Johnson, George, and Nelson for a fantastic game of Citation Needed and Lightning Round trivia. And special thanks to Tom Scott for creating this game, who I did not consult to get permission for using his format at all, but thank you anyways. And you will hear from us. Oh, and I'm Victor Frost, and you will hear from us next time on Friday Night Party Line. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.